So thanks everyone for joining this session. Yesterday we covered inheritance, composition, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulations, and we did the hands-on lab on inheritance. Okay. So yesterday we were not able to cover one particular topic, which is called the magic or dunder methods. Okay. In a Python, there are some methods, okay, which are called magic methods. These are the special methods. If you will use that methods into your class, then your class will behave like a built-in Python objects. Okay, so what are those methods? Like init, str, length, add, iterable, right? And why we are calling this methods as a dunder? Because they are starting with the double underscore. You saw here underscore underscore init underscore underscore star underscore underscore len, right? So now these methods are starting with the double underscore and ending with the double underscore. So that's the reason they are called as a dunder method also. So why we are saying them as a magic method? We are saying them magic method because you created a simple class, right? You created one XYZ class, but you want to treat that class as a iterable, right? You want to treat that class as a list. So to achieve that kind of functionality, we can use this dunder methods. Then your class will work like a list. Or you create one class, but that class you are not able to understand what is that class if you will simply type it and you are trying to get the what is the type of this particular class, right? If you are saying that I created one class XYZ, right? I am not writing something inside it, I am just simply saying pass. If I am trying to get the type of this class XYZ, so what it is going to do, it will give me class XYZ, right? It is going to return me this output. But what I will understand from this? Nothing, right? So if I will start using this representation method, there is another method called representation method, okay, or there is a str method, whatever is mentioned here, right? So by using this we can give the string representation of this class. Then we will be able to understand this what actually this class is, okay. So to achieve those kind of things, it will behave like a built-in Python objects. So we are using this special methods. We will cover some examples, then it will be more clear here, okay. Suppose this class XYZ whatever I created, right? Suppose I want to treat this class as a list. Once I am saying that treat this class as a list, it means if I am creating one object of this XYZ class, right? So then M should be treated like a list. I can do the M0. I can use the for loop on M, okay, for X in M. I can iterate like it is a list. But how I can do it? I will only able to do it once I will implement the iter magic method in this class. Then this class will start treating like as a list. Okay. So that is the good thing of the magic methods. They are very useful, okay, and they are also used very frequently, okay. We used this in multiple scenarios, okay. We are going to use this, fine. So now let's go on the hands-on labs for our compositions and other parts. So what is composition? We discussed yesterday, right? So I told you guys, right, how to write a markup so that you will know in your things, right? Now this is a markup tag here.
Yes.
So I can write my code here, okay. So what is composition? Composition is that when it is saying that I has a relationship with the classes whatever I am consuming inside me, okay. Suppose I created one class, okay, engine, okay. So once I am saying engine, right? So what can be the possible property of engine? Can anybody tell me?
Engine start.
Yes, correct. So let me create the one constructor of this in it. Self dot. Okay. And engine start can be the method, and what can be the attributes of this? How many horsepower this engine is, right? Engines are treated in the horsepower. Correct? What is the horsepower of that particular engine? Okay. And as you told, okay, start. Engine start. Just for example, I'm just saying this, okay, because it's once engine will start, it will continue, right? So I just put the double this dots here. Okay, so this is the one thing. And second thing is this, I am creating another class, so wheel. Okay, so once I am talking about a wheel of a class, right? So a wheel have a size, right? So you know that in bikes or in cars or cycle, there are different size of the wheels, right? So I am creating one property here, wheel size, one attribute of this, and I am trying to set up this attribute here. Let me just scroll a bit down. Equal to this one. And what the function of a wheel? It usually rotate, right? Wheel rotates. Print wheel is rotating. I want to keep our method, whatever we discussed in the inheritance, same we will take with the same kind of object. So that's the reason I am taking this example here. Okay. Otherwise, whatever the example we want to take, we can take any example. Fine. Now I am saying that I have a class called car or helicopter, right? Anything I can take helicopter, because both will have the same thing, right? And I am trying to create one method here in it. A helicopter should have who? Pilot, right? Helicopter should also have some engine, right? And engine also should have some horsepower, right? And there are some wheel size also for the helicopter, and there are wings also to a helicopter. These are the basic attributes usually a helicopter having. Fine. So now what I am trying to say here, self dot engine, right? One second. Yeah, equal to engine class engine, and what the engine class need? It need the horsepower. Let me copy paste it. Okay, I am creating another class, say wheel, and what the wheels need? Wheel need the wheel size equal to, but a car having a single engine, right? But wheels are multiples, correct? So I should use the plural here. Wheels are multiple. Now can anybody tell me how I can use the multiples object of a class wheel and assign to this? Anyone? Let me use W as a caps here. Okay. Anybody can tell me? So if I have to create, I created one object of this, right? Engine class. So same way I want to create an object of wheel class. And what the wheel class need? Wheel class need the size. So what I will do basically, okay. So if I have to do straightforward, this is my way. I will pass the wheel size, right? Wheel size, sorry, this wheel size, correct? So what I did, I created one object of a wheel class, but this is a single object, but usually a helicopter or any car having some multiple object, right? Multiple wheels. How many wheels a helicopter having? Anyone know that? At least two.
No, sir.
Okay, at least two, right?
Yeah.
So then how to do it? Because we learned list comprehension and we learned the list, so that's the reason I am asking you this question. Okay, let me add another cell here. Okay, suppose I have to create a list here of the two wheels. So how I will create it? I need to create a list of the two object, man, straightforward. Okay, just simply tell me how I will create a list of the two item. I want to create here one list with ABC equal to list. I want to create one list of the two item. How I will create it? Can anybody tell me? One way is that I can hard code it, right? But I cannot hard code the system, right? Or I can say here the number of wheels also, right? Wheels. Yeah, tell me.
Using range operator.
Yes, yeah, you are right. You are right. Range operator, right? If I will say range and I am saying here the two, what it will do?
But one parameter, sir, or
Okay.
entry called.
Sorry?
I think a range two operator. Okay.
It created a range of two object. That's fine. You created the range and it created a range of list, right? If you will create it, but that is not our actual thing. It's just create the range object. What usually we need to do, if I need to assign 1, 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So what I need to do, I need to iterate this range, right? For x in this, correct?
Okay.
Some typo.
Range have two parameters like.
No, this is fine. This is fine. I forget to write the x here, right? So this is the syntax basically to iterate it, right? So now it having 0 and 1, correct? Now I am saying here that I want to create one object of, instead of this x, I always want to return some random value here. I am saying that it will return me a size of wheel which is 16 and it will create this. So it will repeat the same value here, 16, 16. So that only I need to do. I am creating one wheel object here, wheel list here. So I am creating one wheel object basis on this, and I am saying for x in range of number of wheels, right?
Okay.
This is the way, this is a variable here, right? This can be a variable. This is my system, a helicopter, how many wheels are there, that I am passing to it, and that wheel size I am passing inside this wheel object, because that is the constructor which need the wheel size, because it will set up the wheel size for this wheel class and this engine, right? So now you see this. As soon as I write this simple, these two lines, so what we are trying to achieve here, other things are BAU. I can assign the pilot to this, whatever the parameter we are passing here, right? Pilot. I can assign the wings also, right? How many wings are there to helicopter wings, right? But by specifying this horsepower, number of wheels and wheel size, right? So we compared this to, what we did, we compared this to class A, right? Within this helicopter. That is called composition. They will behave according to me, whatever the way I want to do. Okay, so I hedge a relationship with this class. It's not, I'm not inheriting this class, I am impacting this class. Okay, whatever the way I want to use this class, this way I am using it. In inheritance, what we are doing, we are simply whatever the base class having the methods, that I'm just trying to call it, correct? On the child class, it will, if I will inherit it, that method will automatically come here, correct? Like the speak method will come automatically here. Clear up to this part?
Yes.
Okay. Now I am saying that the helicopter is flying. Okay. Helicopter. What helicopter will do? Helicopter will fly finally, right? So you guys should tell me sometime if I in hurry I miss this kind of thing, because initially this is a dunder method. We are using this multiple times. Okay. This is used to initiate. Now what I should do here? I am saying that the helicopter is flying. So how I will say that? Yes, I want to format one string, right? So this is the way to append the f in front of that pilot. Who is the pilot? Pilot is flying helicopter of two wings, wings, and having wheel size this. Okay. So who is doing this? Pilot. Self dot pilot, right? Flying helicopter with wheel having horsepower, because the horsepower, right? Self dot pilot, self dot flying helicopter of what is this? Pilot is flying helicopter of wheel size this, of wings, right? Of wings this. Okay. Self dot wings dot size, wheel size. How I will access the wheel size? Now you guys help me here, right? It cannot be that. Usually, right? Let me check the horsepower also here. Horse, POWER. I hope I am not writing something. Now tell me how I will access the wheel size. Those are straightforward, right?
Multiple.
Yes, this is a multiple.
Yeah.
Usually, it's rarely happens that size of those are different. Okay, the size will always be same. What I can do here, I can say self dot wheels, right, of 0, because size will always be same, right? And the same way we initialize the size here also, right? Whatever the size I am giving, so it is adding those number of wheels to this. Okay. Fine. And print self dot engine dot start. First I need to start the engine. Without engine start nothing will happen, right? And I also, what I need to do next, I start the engine, that's fine, and my wheel will start rotating, right? Then only it will fly. Otherwise how it will fly? Self dot wheels dot 0 dot rotate, right? And then I can say yes, the engine started, will start rotating. Then we are saying that this pilot is flying helicopter of wings 2 having wheel size this, having horsepower of this. Any question till now before I will create one object of this helicopter and will start using it? Obj helicopter. I am just adding this helicopter, this one. And what I need to do here, I need to pass the pilot. Suppose I am taking my son name here. Okay, then horsepower, I am saying that the horsepower is very big, 2000 horsepower, 20,000, because it's a helicopter, right? Wheel size, I am saying that 16 is the wheel size. I am saying it having the 2 wings. I am saying the number of wheels as 2, because this will have the 2. Now tell me, so you got it, what we are trying to do here, what we wrote here till now? Any question on this, whatever the code we have write till now?
Sir, can you explain again?
Okay, so basically these are the two classes I created, engine and wheel, right? So I'm taking one real world example here. So what a engine need? Engine have some horsepower, right? And
Okay.
then engine need to be started before actually it the car starts moving or helicopter start flying, right? So this is I
Yeah.
created one method inside this function inside it, and then I created another class wheel, and then I started wheel should start rotating, right? Then only it will move, otherwise the things will not
Yeah.
move, right? So I just dummy I am
Yeah.
writing here ki wheel is rotating. This is the two class I defined earlier. Now I am saying that I want to compose these two class inside my this helicopter, because helicopter is tightly coupled with
Okay.
this class. A helicopter should
Okay.
also have a engine, it should also have a wheels, it should have a pilot, and it should have some wings, right?
Yeah.
So those parameter I start passing here, and then I'm saying that yes, engine, I created an object of engine because it need the engine. Then I'm saying that it need a wheels because wheels are multiple, so I try to use it via the list, right? I created a range of those wheels and I created a list of the object for the wheels. Then I just assign the pilot, and then I set the wings, okay, the two wings.
Yes.
And then the helicopter, what helicopter will do? It will fly. So then what is the feature? The feature of helicopter is that it will fly. Then I created one method with the fly. Then when it will start flying, it can only start flying once the engine will start. So
Start.
whatever the engine object is there, I am starting it, and I am saying that
Yes.
yes, the wheels should also start rotating. Okay.
Okay.
And then finally I
Yeah.
am telling that yes, the pilot is flying this helicopter with this wings, whatever this information, we just captured it for our reference. Okay. So now what it will
Okay.
do?
Okay.
It will print ki engine started, engine start,
Okay.
wheel rotating,
Okay.
right? And then finally it will
Yes.
print this particular line, yes, what are the specification with which this engine specifications are there, with how many wheels it is flying, with how many wings it is flying, and who is flying, who is the pilot.
Okay.
Fine, clear?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now we can run this application. Until unless we did some typo, it should run. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What happens? I just initiated the object, but I did not call the method, right? Object heli.fly, right? Now I need to call this fly method. So engine start, tick tick tick, wheel is rotating, tick tick tick, but it gives some error. Okay. Engine started, wheel rotating, okay, but finally it gives some error here. What is the error it start giving here? I did some typo here. Helicopter object has no, yeah, this is my typo. Horsepower is the typo here, right? Horsepower, horsepower. Let me try to use the same object here, horsepower, right? Now this horsepower does not belongs to, this belongs to engine. This is not the direct property of this, okay? This is the engine class property here, right? Engine dot horsepower. Horsepower belong to engines. And self dot wheels, yeah, I created the object here, so I can directly access that object from here. That's fine. Okay. Dot wheel size. Fine. Then it will work. Okay. So sometimes this things happens. So now you see here, so engine started, right? Then it is saying that I will check it for what it is giving, printing the null, that we can check it here. And then wheel is rotating and pilot near is flying helicopter with two wings with a wheel size of 16 having horsepower of 20,000. So what object I try to print somewhere, trying to give me, it is none. Which object it is saying none? After engine is started, I dot the horsepower. I try to do this. I'm just creating one object. I'm not sure for what it is giving the none. I just call this method here. It started this engine. It did its job. It started this engine. Everything is there. So can anyone help me here for what it is printing the none?
I not understand, sir. Why print none?
Yeah, that I am also surprised here ki why it printed the none engines. I created
Because
one object. The engine started, so self.engine.start, wheel start rotating, and then this is the thing. I'm just saying that he call this method fly, right? After engine start, it is trying to give the none here, right? So that we need to see ki something we did here. Cell dot horsepower. I created one object of this. I am passing the horsepower to it, right?
yes.
And then I created a wheels, then I created the pilot, I created the wings, I created an object of this. I am a bit surprised. So within this print statement, nothing is there, right? Because it is writing after every call of this, right? As soon as it called the engine class, it did this thing, and as soon as it called this, it's trying to self dot engine class. It called the start method. It started it, but what else it is trying to print here? Let me try to just for a time being, I'm commenting this one line. So it start writing it once time. So we are doing some silly things here, which is trying to do this. self.engine.start. Yes, this was my object, and which is the object of this. I simply call this object. I am saying that he do this. I'm not able to recollect. I don't think so. I write something here which should give this none. Okay, I will check this. Okay, maybe.
Yes.
So, some silly mistake I'm doing that I'm unable to catch it actually here. Okay. But finally you got this concept of this, right? Ki how the composition works. It's clear or still any doubt? Because this helicopter class is composing the objects of this engine and wheel inside it, and these classes are behaving according to this object. If instead of object, if I will start using some just one example here, I will say that this is a car, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then it will behave like car. Now this car is composing those two things. Car also will have the engine, but it will not have the pilot, it will have a driver, right?
Right.
And car will not have that big size of engine. Okay, and it will not also have the wings. Because car will not fly, right? And what will be the method? Method will be drive instead of fly, right? So this person is driving this car with this whole size, right? 1 2 3 4. We don't need to pass this wing size here because wings are not needed by this. We'll this, and this is also not needed here because the wings are not here. And instead of this, I will use the driver. So driver, horsepower, wheel size and number of wheels that we used here to initialize it. Driver, wheel size and the horsepower. Driver is driving car. Oh, having wheel size this and having horsepower this, right? I will create the object of car here instead of this. Everything fine?
Sir, class name is car because
Oh,
here
yeah,
in
correct. Yeah, you are right here. Class name is car. Yes. Fine. Now it will work like this. Okay. The driver near is driving the car of this. So now this class compose this. Whatever the weight want to compose this class inside it as, and how it is defining, it is depending on this. Right? I want to specify the parameters according to this car class now. Now earlier I was passing it according to the helicopter class now. So they are tightly coupled and they are composed within this class. They are behaving according to this class. Okay. So that is the use of composition. Fine.
Yes.
So we can move ahead to other topic. What is our next topic? What is our next OOPS concept? Anyone? What are
Polymorphism.
Yeah, polymorphism. Fine. So what we are saying here, polymorphism.
Many forms of
Many forms of
any methods.
Actually, what it is trying to say, okay? Polymorphism and duck typing. Actually, polymorphism is a duck typing actually, okay? So what it means by duck typing, we discussed yesterday also. If an animal walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it is a duck. We really don't bother whether it's an elephant or whether it's a dog or whether it's a cat. Okay. So if it is having a method called quack, it means it is a duck. So basically we are depending on the methods. If the same methods are used by multiple classes, that we are called as a polymorphism, and we treat the class as the same. Okay. Let's take one example here for reference. Okay. What I did, if we are talking about the duck, let's talk about the duck here itself. Okay. Right. I don't need to pass any parameter to it. I am simply saying that it contain one method. Don't want to be speak. Okay. I'm just creating one method speak here, nothing more than that. Okay. What it will do? It will how the ducks quack quack. How the ducks speak? Quack quack. Right? Now I'm creating a class dog. Sorry. This is the problem, right? If you will not, and what I need to pass here, I need to pass the self here. You should correct me, man, if I'm sometime missing here. You should tell me, sir, we did not pass this here, right? Speak self. How a dog speak? Some indentation problem happens here. Wow, wow, like woof woof, right?
Broke.
Woof woof. Wow, wow, wow. Dogs do like that, right? Just saying something, okay? That's we really don't need to bother on this, okay? So we did some thing here, some indentation gap was there, okay? Now the actual duck is having speak method and dog also have a speak method, and if I am saying that there is another class called cat. Cat also having a method. That's the problem, man. I am writing the method class and writing the in front of that, right? Def. I'm again writing the same method here, okay? I'm not doing anything extra here. I just want to take one example here. Okay. So cat speak like a meow meow. Now I am creating one method here. Okay. Handle def handle speak, okay, which is taking one entity and which is calling the method of that entity dot speak. Okay, and now I am saying that handle speak equal to duck, obj duck equal to duck. Fine, I am passing this duck object here. Let me copy paste it once again, and let me copy paste it once again for one more time. To handle it for the dog, it's cat. If no indentation problem, then it should give the response. Okay, so what we did, one method with multiple forms. Okay, here it is doing quack quack, here it is doing the wop wop, here it is doing this one, right? So it don't, and then if I am calling this particular method from this passing the entity time, it will do the job according to it. Okay, fine. So now someone can say that okay, I have another class animal, okay, or person, or what I will, instead of this one I will create another class here, car itself, okay, or aeroplane, and I did not write any method here, right? So if I will try to call this, say I will try to call one object of this obj aeroplane equal to aeroplane. Oh, I type this, and I will say that whether the aeroplane speak, what it will do now, what it will do now, anyone? What is
give error.
what? Yeah, it will give the error, right?
Yeah.
It give the error. Good. So what error it will give?
Equal to.
Yeah.
After.
So yeah, this is giving regarding the object. Okay. Now it will again give the error. What? Now this is fine. Not that error. Okay. So what it is trying to say that the aeroplane object has no attributes.
Yeah.
What attributes is not there? Speak attribute is not there, but you are trying to call the speak method here, right, on this entity.
Yeah.
So that's fine. We can use this polymorphism like this, but this is having a drawback. Usually if I will try to pass some object to this, I am saying that if anyone having a method, then only it will behave like polymorphism. If I that don't have a method, then it will create the problem, right? But how really, you really don't know whether this particular aeroplane having this method or not, right? Speak method is there for the aeroplane or not, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how to avoid this? Then if entity has attribute, okay, what attribute? Speak has attribute. Who having has attribute? Entity having this attribute. What is that attribute? Speak. Then only do this. Else simply, oh sorry, what I'm doing here, man, has attribute to this, then this, else print unsported method. Okay, so let me just check this has attributes, whether I'm writing this correct syntax for this or not. Once a second. So how I will do, how this has, what are the attributes for this? So I need to use the help method on this. Has attribute is not defined. It means the I am typing this has attribute. Yes, this is the method. Okay, I use this capital key. So what it need the object. On that of whatever the object you want to check the method, what is the method name. So this is the syntax, returns whether the object has an attribute with the given name or not, right? So whether this particular aeroplane object or whatever some object, if I will try to call here, if we don't have that method, if having that method, then only it will try to speak, otherwise it will give unsported error. Now what it did, it gave me unsported method, correct? So this is the way we should, if you try to use any polymorphism in your examples, right? So you should use in this manner. Whenever you want to use in this, you should first check this whether really it implemented this or not, whether that method exists there or not. Okay, and this is the way polymorphism actually works. So I simply said that yes, it can speak. If it can speak, it means it's a duck. I really don't bother. If it don't speak, yes, this is not a duck. Okay, instead of there here, I can say this is not a duck. If it can speak, I can simply write another line of statement here, print this is a duck. So actually whatever this is a duck. Even this is not a duck, but according to the duck typing, the same method is implemented by everyone. So that is the reason this is a duck, otherwise this is not a duck. I am just writing for reference, okay, nothing else. Okay, so this is a duck, this is not a duck, this is a duck, right? So this is called polymorphism. One method with different forms, multiple forms. This method is doing something, this method is doing something. If I can say one add here, okay, I can take one example, add here, right? If it is taking only one parameter, I can write some another method which is taking two parameters. That is also a polymorphism with different things it is doing. Yeah, you are asking something.
Yes, I have one question. In other language like C sharp,
Yes.
C, polymorphism is one class and different same name, same method is different with different parameters.
Yeah, that I was okay. This is the case, right?
Yeah.
Right. You are saying that it can speak, but it will only speak. Who will speak? XYZ. XYZ speak. I am just passing one extra parameter to it, right?
Yeah.
Comma XYZ. Okay. And
Yeah.
so how now what I will do here? If I will do this, I am not passing any parameter. Okay, sorry, and indentation match is not there. 1 second, somewhere just a second. Yes, this is a big problem. Okay, duck speak. Okay, you saw this here. What error we received here? Duck speak missing one required positional argument XYZ, which we are not passing here, because I used this here XYZ. So it is assuming that it need the XYZ. So what we discussed earlier, this Python is a dynamic type. Okay, so if you use the same method with this definition, this method really don't exist anywhere. This is the method.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is assuming that this is the method. It's not like the other languages, it will behave in this manner. This is dynamic. Those are static classes, right? They are not dynamic binding, they are static binding classes in the other languages. Okay, so it do the dynamic binding, so it will treat like this. If I will do this, then I need to pass this data to this. Okay, So now another thing here in the same case, I just want to take another example here. Yesterday on our channel, I write some post. Did anyone check those posts? Just asking it, just for a reference, okay? So why I'm coming here, I'm stopping this recording for a while, pausing it. Okay then, thanks everyone for joining this session. Tomorrow we will cover some more hands-on labs for encapsulation and abstractions. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you, sir.